Hi, I'm Erik, and I'm completing a full-time MBA at the McGill Desautels Faculty of Management. I'm originally from Ottawa. I completed my undergrad degree at McGill University in the Bachelor of Physical and Health Education with Political Science, and I've come back to complete my MBA. While I was at McGill University, I competed in football for 5 years, and also my last year I played basketball for the university program. I was fortunate enough at the end to be signed in the CFL for the Montreal Alouettes. So I briefly had a professional football career in Canada, and then I spent a year abroad playing in Germany as well. After completing my time overseas playing professional sports, I came back to Canada and I spent the last 4.5 years working for the Canadian Centre for Ethics in Sport, working in Olympic anti-doping, where I was the manager of anti-doping intelligence. I chose McGill because of the school's reputation. Having already completed my first degree here, I understood the culture, the expectations that the school has, but also the reputation and the brand that the name carries abroad. I had spent some time in Germany, and even there, no problems. Everyone knew the program. As far as specifically choosing Desautels to come complete my MBA, the 2-year program really appealed to me. Not having a formal business education, it was really valuable to me to know that I would complete 2 years completely integrated in such a prestigious university, really understanding the ins and outs of business. I love the city of Montreal. Coming back to it was a real joy, an extra treat, besides the school's reputation, coming to Montreal, being in the heart of one of the most vibrant cities in Canada is a joy. Whether it's in the winter, you have the joy of being in the middle of a frozen wasteland. No, just kidding. The weather's fantastic. It gets cold, but you get to enjoy the snow. In the summer, there's no better place to be. It's the closest thing you're gonna find to Europe, and you get to enjoy all the incredible festivals and parks and the nature that everything is available in Montreal. The biggest advice I can give to anyone considering an MBA is really understanding why you want to complete it. And then the second part of it is what makes you special. MBA programs across the country, especially at McGill, are very, very, very competitive to get into. So you need to be able to understand why you want to do an MBA, what are the benefits that you're going to get out of it, and then secondly, what differentiates you from everybody else so you can have the best application to get into school. For me personally, I knew that my sport experience and the last job that I had was quite unique, so that was something that would differentiate myself. The reason why I chose to do an MBA is because my background is very heavily in the sports world. I wanted to make sure that I had the opportunity to diversify so I can explore new opportunities after I graduate. The number one highlight for me about choosing McGill is the reputation. And what does that mean as far as making it a highlight? It means that out of the 70 people that are in my class, 25 countries are represented. So that means that every person that I speak to has a different story, probably from a different location, and maybe even speaks a different language that I don't know. I'm fortunate that I've traveled quite a bit, but I'm learning about countries that I would have never been exposed to beforehand, and now I understand how those countries work corporately, in their personal lives, socially. A network that I would have never had before is now open and at my disposal. That's the greatest piece that I've already taken in my first 3 months at McGill. As I mentioned earlier, the MBA for me was a way to diversify my background, and getting that extra education is going to allow me to apply for jobs that I thought I was previously qualified for, but maybe didn't have the educational requirements. So what are some things that interest me right now that McGill is going to open the doors for? Well, I have experience in partnership development, but I didn't necessarily have the financial background to understand how to develop partnerships within different companies. So getting that experience is something that's going to be essential for me looking for development, work in business development, or partnership engagement, or brand management. Any of those options are now going to be more at my disposal, not just because of the skills that I've gained in my previous work, but now the education that I have to back it up. So being at McGill in the first 3 months, there's been many different opportunities that open up. As a student at McGill, you have the opportunity to participate in a variety of extracurricular clubs, clubs related to your professional development, or just getting involved in the development of the program. I was fortunate enough to be selected by my peers as our first year representative to the Desautels Graduate Student Society. And in the short time, I've been able to take the concerns, the ideas that my fellow classmates have and bring them forward to the administration and the rest of the council to try to move them forward. Having the honor to represent my class is a privilege, and I hope to be able to do so for the rest of my time at McGill.